I'm basically starving right now. All I had today was like 6 eggs, a block of cheese, some toast, a couple scoops of ice cream, some birthday cake, a ham sandwich, 4 slices of cold pizza, a Caesar salad with no croutons, 2 cups of chicken noodle soup, and now I'm finishing this bag of Doritos, okay? So I'm basically starving. When you get to the end, you gotta mush them down and then just drink it. Hello and welcome to the Graduate Report. My name's Danny. Let's talk about high school for a minute, shall we? Let's take it back a few days, years, moments, months. Graduation is happening for people. Congratulations, class of 2017. Who gives a shit? Listen to me, I'm a millennial. Nobody gives a fuck. You're about to find out that nobody gives a fuck about you. My mommy does. Surely there's some of us, Danny, that are awesome. Perhaps the valedictorians of the class. Valedictorian is the person that has the highest grades over the 4 years of high school. Best of the best. I actually had a really hard time in high school. I barely graduated, as I recall. I think my GPA was something like 1.9, 2.5. I don't know, it was horrible. Yeah, I spent 2 years at Santa Monica City. It's a community college. You don't need to take the SATs to go to a community college. And I worked my ass off there and I transferred to UCLA and got a degree from UCLA. So, you know, I tell people I go to UCLA. I kind of play down the whole community college thing because I'm kind of like ashamed that I fucked up in high school. But not really, because I had a lot of fun. And not really, no I didn't. I hated a lot of people. Changed schools a lot as well. It was a tough time. It was a tough time for everyone. It was a tough time for me. It was a tough time for all my teachers. I mean, it was just hard. But what about those people that did well? What happens to them later in life? Surely they're successful and happy. No, actually they're not. Not according to this news article. Somebody at a Boston college named Karen Arnold went through the trouble of tracking down 81 high school valedictorians to see what became of the very best of the best. And what she found was that they are the very boringest of boring. They're like the top of mediocre, is what ended up happening to them. Spoiler alert, they are the top of mediocre. 95% of them graduated college with a GPA of 3.6 or better. That 60% of them went on to receive a graduate degree. That 90% of them are in professional careers, with 40% achieving the highest tier in their jobs. Which is phenomenal. I mean, that's great. I'm not really in a professional career, really. I mean, you know, YouTuber, is that a thing? Is that even a thing? Not anymore! Sad, but it's not. But Karen asked a very interesting question. She says, how many of these people, the top 1% of their class, the top the creme de la creme of their class, went on to change the world, or run the world, or impress the world in any way? And the answer is, you'll be surprised to find, 0. 0, absolutely 0. Nada. Ni jednu pičku. Commenting on success trajectories Karen put these kids on. Kind of petered out. Kind of petered out and flatlined a bit. I mean, they didn't continue to like win. They just kind of went, this is good enough. I'm happy here. This is where I live. This is my house. I can buy a car now. I'm just gonna live here. I have a dog. My dog loves me. Everything's fine. Why fuck with it? Why? Why didn't they continue their forward trajectory and change the world? And the answer is that because the school system rewards conformity and consistency more than it does creativity blowout, change the world typedness. Valedictorians aren't the smartest, they're just the most generally rounded consistent. Good grades in science, and then they get good grades in math, and then they get good grades in English, and then they get good grades in pretty much everything. But they're not like specialized into any one field because they gotta stop studying science and then go on to study math. You gotta stop studying biology and then go on and study chemistry. I've got an AP history exam tomorrow. I can't excel in the field of robotics right now. They are extremely well-rounded, successful personally and professionally, but they don't have that passion, that drive to just throw everything away and charge toward your dream. Generalist approach that they've adopted doesn't exactly lead to expertise in one area and excelment. Excelment is a word I just made up. A guy in Harvard says, and you know, that's like a really good school, so we tend to listen to these idiots. Sean Anker's research at Harvard. Sean Anker, I'm not saying his name right. His research at Harvard shows statistically that grades and subsequent success in life aren't any more predictive than rolling the dice. A study of over 700 millionaires showed that their average GPA was 2.9. The reason for this is quite simple. To get good grades, you study, you do the exam, get a good grade. To win at life, there's no such rules. There's just trying everything. Our willingness to make every mistake and still continue adapting, evolving, is, I believe, a better indicator to someone's ability to achieve success. Whatever the fuck that is nowadays. Because, you know, that's hard to define too. Anyway, the conclusion of the studies of Valedictorians indicates that following the rules does not guarantee success, but it does eliminate the extremes, both good and bad. You're not gonna be a total failure at life, because, you know, you can follow the rules. But you're not exactly gonna break out of the mold either. It's like putting a governor in your car that doesn't let you go faster than 55 miles an hour. Less likely to get into a fatal crash. But you're not gonna be setting any land speed records either. I pulled that directly out of the article because I couldn't come up with a better analogy. Let me just give it a shot here, hold on. It's kind of like... I got nothing. That's actually a really good analogy. Final summation, I don't know. People that got good grades, they're doing okay. People that didn't, they're probably doing okay too. Just nobody gives a shit about them. Because, you know, we didn't expect much from them anyway. So that's about that. Right. What am I doing with my life? Right? In answer to your question, I'm glad you asked. I'm about to get on an airplane and hang out on some islands off the east coast of South Africa. You know, because that's where my life's at right now. That and hanging out here. So, you know, I'll be shooting a video from there. That's who I am, that's where I'm at. I love you, my little lemon drops. What's that? Oh my gosh, what's that? Check that out. Click on it now. It works on your mobile device. I know it does. I checked it myself. It's a link to my thing on my website where you click on it, you fill out your city and your name, and I send you an email when I come to your city and I do a tour, comedian, funny, ha ha ha. That dude, and we've all been staring at that guy for a little while now. Now let me tell you something. When you win one of those at the fair, you're like, oh, yay me! You're so happy. But when you get home, you're just like, where do I put this weird thing? It's like winning and losing. Okay, my bird. Check out my website, send me money. Cause I'm broke. Yeah, I am. It's kind of sad. Fortunately, I don't need money to survive. I'm quite happy without it. I know, right? It's weird. Where was I? Oh yeah, I love you.